everybody, one of Wisdom here. It is now Thursday, right after launch day of Skylander SuperChargers. Been a tireless week, but a fun week at that. And 3:30 in the morning, and this is what I do to try and catch up on things. So we're gonna swing in here, and coming in all the way from Flynn's ship, we have got Stormblade. Stormblade, very cool looking character. Very excited to see how she plays in the game. I'm curious to hear her voice as well. That said, Stormblade is an Air Element SuperCharger. Her slogan, Feather the Storm. She is joined, of course, by Hurricane Jetvac, who we currently have in his legendary form only. There's the packaging artwork. And gotta say, she's a pretty unique character. I'm kind of a fan of the birds. You really don't have too many. Obviously, Jetvac is a hawk, but I don't know, even in Animal Crossing, she kind of looks like a female version of Sparrow to me. He was a long-time resident in my town. He moved unexpectedly. It wasn't by choice. Pretty bummed about that. Nonetheless, on the back, Super Shot Stealth Elf in your hand on the portal into the game. That's simple. There's our inset artwork for Stormblade. And right there, if you were to replace Hot Streak and Spitfire with Stormblade and the Sky Slicer, you would have a supercharged Sky Slicer. Right here, featured characters, Deep Dive Gilgrunt. He is the other thing we have left to unbox by way of the race action pack. Sharkshooter Terrapin, Nightfall, and Astroblast. Now, previously mentioned Sky Slicer, which I have to admit is a pretty sweet looking vehicle. We're going to unbox that right after we take care of Stormblade. But here they are side by side. We'll have some fun doing that, and we will complete the duo in that case. Now, let's go ahead and open her up, see what we've got to work with here. Let's see, I really need to locate my good knife. I think it's buried somewhere in an armada of Skylanders, but I could be mistaken. Again, my apologies. I try not to lose my voice. This is a lot of talking. It's really late at night. 3:30 for me. That's even pretty late by my standards to be unboxing stuff. But right here, for those of you scoring at home, dun dun dun, we have an awkward piece of tape. Okay, this is totally new and unexpected. Generally, we either have it totally free and it'll just stay in the packaging, or it's taped, from the label around to the back, and you have to break it loose. And I caution you that if you want to keep that for your storage containers, you need to cut it. Well, this has tape right there. I have never seen that before. It goes all the way back, so I guess it's I don't know what went on there. I've never before seen that. So there is tape on this side, I guess, isn't there? Or not. There it is. So it's got tape on the plastic and a piece that ran all the way up there, which is not common at all. That said, let's go ahead while we've got it in our hands, if we could get it to focus. There we go. This is the Stat Card Sticker Sheet Hybrid all-in-one source of frustration for you hardcore purists out there. If you're like me, you archived alphabetically by element the stat cards, and then you slid the sticker sheet in on the back side. At least that was my method. Some of you seem to have done the same thing. But right there, this was be a sticker of Stormblade, which is a pretty cool and aggressive picture, I have to say. There's your name tag. According to the stat card sticker sheet, Power 100, Armor 150, Agility 270, Luck 180. According to the Strat Guide, her in-game starting stats, Health 220, Speed 50, Armor 6, Critical Hit 6, and of course, Elemental Power 25. So we got that taken care of. Now, don't come in and grab her by the wings or the Stormblades, I guess. You want to come in. I like to break the plastic down. Again, it was taped, oddly enough, and then she just literally slid right out. So very simple. I appreciate her making our life easier at this time in the morning. And what we have here, now keep in mind Jetvac, his Rift engine kind of had the legendary gold paint. This is more of like the standard brass color, if you will. But Air Element logo right there on the timing cover. You get a good shot of that. Underneath, you've got the Air Element logo just below the Activision nameplate. And then behind the Rift engine, you kind of have the clouds coming up. Very, very nice touch in my opinion. Again, you could picture them kind of blowing through the clouds. This is a different base, actually. I thought they might have the same. It appears that they tailor these individually to the character. For example, she's got the long, tall upstreak, while Jetvax is kind of more of a mundane, what you would expect from a, Jetvac from Skylanders Giants. Just kind of looks more uniform. This kind of has a little bit more action going. Kind of mimics with her wing. It's almost as if when she swings her wing around, it's moving the clouds below her. So cool touch there. Where are her feet planted? We have got one kind of across the plenum and the valve cover. The other, she's kind of got the toes straddling across the center of the plenum. So pretty cool deal. That said, what you've probably been looking at art is twofold. One, her color scheme, which again, it pops, it works, it catches your eye, it looks very playful, it just conveys that. It's similar to the way the super freaking heavy Dive Clops works. These color schemes, the blue, the white with a touch of the green is like the oddball color, but it complements it beautifully, it catches your eye, it draws you in, it looks playful. That's the same way with Stormblade. She's kind of got, sky blue, kind of a light royal blue, and then she's got purple. You've got accent colors, kind of the beak and the feet on the bird are kind of the stereotypical beak orange, I guess is what we should call that. And then what I really like, though, and it's really nicely detailed, all across her wingspan are, I guess, what would be possibly called storm blades. And it just, the silver ties in super nice. Again, you can kind of see the facial features there. She's got the helmet, which adds a lot of credence, to her aggressive pose. And I have to say, it's not like she's just standing there looking pretty. She is looking like she's going to town here and means business. So pretty impressive character. That would be like a zipper. It looks like she's in some sort of a race suit. She's kind of got the knee pads on. Very, very well done figure in my opinion. Nice feather texture across here on the sort of sky blue portion in there. And again, she sort of got, looks like purple plumage. And something else, very subtle, and it might wash out with the sky blue. This is a very pale purple. So you've kind of got like the bright purple and then sort of pale on the underside, just like you would see in nature on a bird. So somebody definitely did their homework here. Nice eyes. They are black in color. She's got the red tongue in there. And I gotta say, it's just, she's a good looking character. We'll leave it at that. So let's come in now. Her slogan once more, feather the storm. Let's take a look at her biography. From the moment she left the nest, Stormblade had always pushed the boundaries, not brownies, seeking to travel further than anyone had ever gone. Imagine, if you will, like a Baker Skylander, like Batterson or something, that would be interesting. This is what happens when I do things at 3 in the morning. Anyway, at a young age, she made the bold leap off of her home island and plummeted through the deep blue sky in an attempt to find the bottom of Skylands, only to find no such bottom existed. So she's a bit of a daredevil, pretty adventurous, and that sounds eerily similar to like Skyward Sword, does it not? I remember saying that exact thing when we sort of like introduced her from press release material I was sent several months ago now. But this did not fulfill her curiosity, nor did it sway her belief there was something else beyond the limits of the world. Soon she built a custom ship. I love that they explain how she got her vehicle. That means a lot to me. It's not just like, oh, here's, Terrapin, and here's the, Shark Tank. Have at it. I like this extra information. That's why I wish the returning characters kind of had like a tweaked biography. Just some background story, even a sentence or two that just says, this is how they got this vehicle and why, kind of type of deal. So that said, she built her custom ship, the Sky Slicer, and raced to the furthest reaches of Skylands in search of its end, but no end could be found. Once again, so she's dropping off her own Skyland looking for the bottom, doesn't find it, gets frustrated, still wants to find more. So she builds her own freaking ship and she sails off looking for the edge of the world. Just call her Columbus, I guess. Actually, that's very misunderstood story. I won't go into it. Anyway, she wanted answers, and so she came to the one person that could help her, one of wisdom. No, Master Eon. The Portal Master instantly saw the unquenchable thirst for exploration that resided in Stormblade and asked her to join the Skylanders on a very special mission that would take her through the uncharted rifts between worlds. So, pretty dadgum cool story there. Again, I like, back in the day we talk about how it ties in other characters like, oh, Double Trouble found Zulu, or now Dive Clops, as twin brothers with Eyebrow. You're kind of putting together the heritage and the history, but with superchargers, each character has their unique signature vehicle. I want to know why they have that vehicle, how it came to be. And this, to me, is super adequate for that. She built it because she wanted to travel to the ends of the world. That works. I'm content with that. So, plus, it kind of makes her just seem that much more cool. If they had like a lame story, like she was given the Sky Slasher by her next door neighbor because they were too lazy to fly it, whatever. But this works. It's cool, and like I said, it makes her that much more appealing. But the main thing here, there's just been some really nice color combinations. You've got some that are kind of straightforward and sinister, and then you've got some that are just super playful. Again, Dive Clops, Fiesta, and now here you've got Stormblade, which the colors pop, they draw your attention, they pull you in. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't have a little something to do with sales on the figures. Where someone like myself, Sharpshooter Terrapin, is a maniac. He looks awesome. High Volt looks really cool. I wonder if people will be drawn in more by the bright colors, perhaps. If you were, picking this up for your kids, a nephew, grandchildren, are you going to come in and are you going to be like, oh, well, that looks like a spooky little guy that's going to be fun to play with? Or are you going to be like, oh, well, that's bright and colorful. I wouldn't mind looking at that. I don't know how that works out, but it's like when Boomer was a shelf warmer. Nobody was interested. It was, he's an ugly troll. Stump Smash, kind of boring, yada, yada. Voodoo, and then you have something kind of a little bit more colorful, and everyone's like, that's fantastic. So I don't know. I'm always curious about those things. That said, I thought she would have been a good candidate for a legendary. That said, I don't particularly like seeing legendaries on a first release. I think characters should have to earn it. That point being, if we had a new character here that's going to return in the next game, then they should come in. Which I don't know how they're going to treat the superchargers. Are they going to be totally standalone to this game? Or are they going to then just be able to have, like version 2, series 2 poses of superchargers if they maintain the race? I don't know. That's a whole nother like hour-long discussion that we don't have time for, because we got to open the Sky Slasher, right? So like I said, it is late at night. My apologies, but I think we've covered everything. We've done the stats, we've done the bio, we've done the ad-lib, we've kind of described her in detail here. So that said, let me know your thoughts. We have no poll battle here, not yet anyway. We might do one soon, but I can't talk about it. But she doesn't have any alt decos we know of, no nitros, darks, variants, anything like that. So she's just a cool looking character. I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Stormblade from her aesthetic impressions? First glance review here, if you will. And then if you've played her in the game, what do you think of that? Did it change anything? Do you like her better? Do you like her worse? Was she what you expected? Was she more? Was she less? All that type of stuff. Throw it down in the comments section. If you really enjoy discussing Skylanders, head over to the Skylander Club Forum at skylanderclub.com. Check it out. If you like what you see there, sign up. We'd love to have you. Again, the poll battles that are active, you can find in the polls and discussion section, just a few slots down. Anyone can vote. If you want to throw in why you're voting a certain way, you will need to sign up, but anyone can come in and cast their vote, so please do that. You can have lots of fun voting on the polls there and kind of continue your Skylanders obsession, if you will. So that said, this was Stormblade. I'm going to come in now. We're going to open up the Sky Slicer so she can wreak havoc on Chaos and hopefully win us some freaking races, right? So that's also important now. But I gotta say, it's just a good looking pose. She's a pretty enticing character, has a great background story, and now all she has to do is deliver in game and we will have ourselves a pretty sweet Air Element character here. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I know somebody's sitting here, and as soon as I don't say it, somebody's gonna bring it up. Stormblade and Jetvac, are they an item? I don't know why people do this, but they do. And so I'm just throwing it out there. Something else for you to discuss. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Tell your friends about the channel. Encourage them to do the same thing. I do things a bit different than most. A little bit more focus on the detail and analysis as opposed to screaming and computer generating stuff on the screen for you. But keep it simple, keep it fun, and that's what we try to do here. So Once again, follow me on Twitch. You never know when I'll do a late night live stream. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+. My personal site, oneofweezem.com, has a ton of Skylander information for you. Similarly, once more, SkylanderClub.com. Check it out. And that's it for myself and Stormblade. We will be feathering the storm and catch you later.